Ah, Eggman. One of the classic video game bosses. Every Sonic game has you face off against his mechanized creations, and every game has his first attempt at taking down his nemesis, Sonic the Hedgehog. And I got to thinking, he has to start somewhere, right? And which of these metallic baddies does Robotnik bring his A game to? Which does he bring his Z game to? Does his initial attempt bring any sort of difficulty to the table at all? I'm going to be rating every first boss in every 2D Sonic game against every other 2D Sonic game first boss, in order to find which is the strongest and which is the weakest. In order to do this, I'll be giving each boss 2 ratings: how difficult the boss is and how difficult it is to speedrun, with the Eggman score being difficulty and the Sonic score being how hard it is to speedrun. All scores are relative to each other, and are being done on a bell curve, meaning one boss has a maximum rating and one boss has a minimum rating. This does not mean a maximum rating is the hardest Sonic boss ever made. It means I really think it's the hardest first Sonic boss in the games. There are a couple of things to note. I will not be covering the 3D games, as A would be here forever, and B, I don't hate money enough to buy some of the worst entries of the series, and in the interest of fairness, not even the good entries like Generations, Colors and Adventures are getting onto the list for reasons A. I also won't be covering some of the spin-offs like Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic Spinball and Sonic Labyrinth, those sort of things, because again, we'd be here forever. I also couldn't record the 3DS version of Sonic Generations as I do not own a modded 3DS, so we'll just skip that game. I'll take you through each entry and you'll be hearing my voice throughout and why I rate each boss how I rate it, so get used to it. Just remember, all scores are relative to the context of where the bosses are in their respective games. A maximum rating does not mean it's the hardest boss, only that it is the biggest fish in a small pond. Got it? Let's go. Starting off with the first boss in the series, the checkerboard machine, and let's be honest here, Robotnik spends far too long in his introduction to be much of a threat at all. Meaning when you get down to it, he only has a whopping 3 hit points to work with, which isn't really a lot, as the Mario series will tell you. Not off to a good start, really. Oh dearie me, oh dearie me. We kind of lowball straight away with the Game Gear boss, which doesn't even bother to attack you. It dies that quickly. They're spending a long time in your introduction, and then there's whatever the hell that is. Also, watch me repeatedly throughout this footage fail to hit a stationary target that is the egg capsule. Still, I think that speaks for itself, really. Yeesh! Eggman, what are you thinking? Still, we do actually start with a actually difficult boss. This is one that's given people a lot of trouble over the years. And that's mostly due to, well, random number god shenanigans. There is a strategy to which you simply jump over the boss as the balls come towards it, and generally you will dodge it. However, here's the thing, even though this boss is actually kind of difficult for a first boss, there's no speedrunning in it here. This boss will take exactly the same amount of time every single time you fight it, because it's on a timer. Therefore, I can't actually give it a speedrun rating as much as I'd like to. There's no speedrunning it, so what do I give it? I've got to give it a 0 on a speedrunning rating. It's got a 5 for the difficulty rating, so there's that. And for the winner of the I can never remember how I'm meant to actually fight this thing award, there's the drill machine. Not threatening a thing really, but every time I fight this thing I forget my strategy for it, therefore it'll take me a couple of attempts every time to get speedrunning, so That's where its score's coming from. That's the only place its score's coming from. I just my own dumb brain forgetting how to fight it. Robotnik buddy, have you not learned? 3 hit points is not enough. It really isn't. Surprisingly though, it's easy to cock up the first jump here, but if you make that jump, the boss is beaten, so, you know, there's that. You gotta make one jump. Easy to cock up the jump, but you've just gotta make one single jump and the boss, it's beaten. So, yeah. Oh, and if you wanted to give the Game Gear first boss a run for its money, there's this thing. Great Bane Motorella. Oh dear, look at this. Look at this. Look at this! What the hell? What was that? How is it meant to be a threat in the slightest? I don't know. I suppose you could forget how to spin dash. I guess. So here's a boss that could have been threatening, except for the fact it spends like the entire time in its introduction and then it dies. In defense of Eggman though, there is a bottomless pit there, so if you cock that up you are dead. So, yay, bottomless pit. Still, that's rather sad. Only getting a rating for a bottomless pit. Speaking of sad, Eggman, please learn to have some invincibility during your introductions. Otherwise, you are left with this. 3 hit points. Again, not enough. Really, really, really not enough. You're not a Mario boss. You can't pull this off, mate. You really can't. That could have been a really fun fight, except it just dies! Also, for some reason, I cannot hit stationary targets to save my life. I don't know why. Out of 10. Here's one that requires you to know some knowledge about the game's physics. Well, not initially. Initially, it's about threatening the Game Gear boss, but no, in Triple Trouble, if you jump on a spring and then hit the jump button, you go into a spin dash, and you need to know that in order to beat this boss. Doesn't make it a threat. You just need to know that in order to beat it. So that's something not seen anywhere else in the Sonic games, at least not until like Rush, I think. That's something similar. Knuckles is gonna save me from the trouble of pressing a button by pressing a button himself. So good on you, Knuckles. Thank you. It saved me from cocking it up myself. So here we have one of the first bosses. It's really, really hard to actually speedrun. Yeah, this took some practice. Hitting Robotnik twice here is actually pretty difficult and requires meticulous timing. It's just really precise, but it's doable. So the boss isn't really that much of a threat. But speedrunning it, man, that's hard. And yes, I know, no 3D Sonic games. I'm counting this one just because it's, well, it's overhead and only 3D in the title, really. Coming in on another one that's surprisingly easy to cock up. If you miss your jump, you get stuck on this boss and have to wait out the entire attack pattern. So, it's actually kind of hard to do speedrun. But, again, not a threat. So, high speedrun rating. Here, Eggman has a peculiar defense. You can't hit him more than twice on a go, otherwise you take damage. Which is just really bizarre. Hit him twice, back off. Hit him twice, back off. That's what you're going to do here. And you just gotta sort of remember that. It's a really peculiar defense, and it almost works in his favor. Almost. He's still a first boss though, so. Oh, so look, I hit the button! First time! Yay! Go me! Well, I think I'll let this one speak for itself. This is actually... timing this is damn hard, so... but I'll let it speak for itself. Yep. Here's a weird one. Boss threat. Easy to speedrun. The weird anomaly there. Basically, you've got to get into the groove, and that groove is you hold right and then hit the attack button, and you win. But the boss is also a threat, so it's weird in that sort of sense. If you actually cock it up, you're getting hit. But if you don't, it's a zero effort boss. How the hell do I rate this? I don't know. Because it does come down to a zero effort boss if you actually time it right. It's weird. Also, I don't know what's up with the emulator here. Every emulator I tried is sort of glitched out the background, so my apologies there. And here we go. Oh, this took some effort. Not the first bit. The first bit is a piece of piss. But my word, I have some things to say about this boss, and thankfully I have the time to say it. This is an overly precise piece of nonsense. It's got a wonky hit detection. If you hit him, you can't hit him again without taking damage yourself. So, trying to speedrun this is really difficult. And then you've got the hitbox dissonance as well. And it's finicky to hit him in the first place. You gotta sort of back off once you've hit him, otherwise you're taking damage. Yeah, this is the hardest boss on this list. By like a long shot. This took actual effort on my part. I know it doesn't look it, but believe me, this took actual effort. To the point I was convinced Sonic couldn't actually do it on his first time to get the S rank. I initially did footage with Cream and then decided to have another go with Sonic. But that's how convinced I was that you couldn't do this with Sonic. Speedrun it. Wow, this was a thing. This was actually a thing. By first boss standards, of course. Still not like the hardest boss ever, but it's still... by comparison to everything else on this list, this eclipses it. Speaking of nonsense, hi, boss that doesn't want to die ever. This just takes ages just because it has to react to every single hit you do on it. Like an overly dramatic piece of garbage that it is. And it's not even easy either. It's quite happy to instant kill you by pushing you out the arena. But then speedrunning it is just... it's luck based. I'm not joking. This boss can decide, nope, you are not getting your S rank. You are not getting your S rank. I am doing something unavoidable. Screw you. So it gets its high speedrun rating just because it's a luck-based mission. And I've run out of things to say. Because this boss should have been dead by now. But it isn't. It's still alive. keeps going, going like a Duracell bunny. It lasts like twice as long as it needs to. It just keeps going, going, and going, and going, and just doesn't die. Sigh. In fairness, this attack is actually quite hard to dodge. And it's an instant kill if it knocks you off the arena, so I guess it has that going for it.
Should we try this again?
Piss off, Sonic, as an S rank. Oh boy, 2 screens. It does nothing with it, but I've got to have 2 screens anyway because it changes screens. Anyway, this boss, yet another luck-based mission. It's not quite as bad as the previous one, but I think there is some AI manipulation going on here. From what I can tell on my previous recording, you can sort of manipulate its AI to be quick. But there's still some luck. If it decides to do a particular set of attacks, you're not getting an S rank. So, yeah. My advice, get it into a corner. That way you can't actually miss it. Realistically, you want it to start falling after 2 rounds of damage, otherwise, again, not getting an S rank. And then it can extend its neck for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there. Long animations. Still, it has the decency to die eventually, so it has that going for it, I suppose. Not hard in the slightest, but again, speedrunning it is a luck-based mission. So, as where its rating's coming from, it's luck. I love this boss theme though, it's really good. Oh, my T-Rex, you were too cool for this world. Weird music aside, we get a repeat of the first boss. Only this one's actually a threat, legitimately. The pinch mode can actually be hard to dodge. So you can't rely on the homing attack to save you. Except there. That's where you rely on the homing attack to save you. So I lied. You rely on the homing attack to save from the attack, but yeah, actually timing that's kind of difficult. Also, apparently unable to hit stationary targets. Yay! My worst showing us an egg capsule yet, I think. Oh boy, we kicked this thing. I S-ranked this on my second attempt ever fighting it, so that says everything you need to know about this. Cool looking boss though. But yeah. Second attempt. You're watching my second attempt ever at fighting this thing. Because I don't actually own a copy of this game. It's just, I got what you've got to do straight away. So, I can't tell you anything higher when this is my second attempt. That says something. And here we go. The other boss, I'd say, that gave me some trouble. And most of this boss is actually really quite easy. It's predictable, you can do exactly the same actions over and over again and you won't get hurt. That sort of thing. It takes 4 years and a day to introduce yourself, but it's not vulnerable while it's doing so, so it doesn't die immediately. So he's learning. Robotnik's learning. And this requires you to use the tag team action throughout the boss fight. I find using the homing attack here is not beneficial up until the pinch mode. And in fact, it's only the pinch mode that's hard. But my goodness, it is actually hard. For like the first boss, the pinch mode attack is seriously threatening. If you mess up, you're getting hit. Not only that, it's really easy to mess up the speedrun aspect of it as well. It all comes down to the last 2 hits, man. It comes down to the last 2 hits. And I think I've run out of things to say again, because this one also refuses to die. Here we go. Anytime. Anytime now. Thank you. Yeah, hitting this, you suddenly have to rely on your homing attack to work. And the homing attack is finicky at best. So, yeah, that's an awkward one. Probably the second hardest boss on this list, I'd say. One, two, skip a few, Mania. I had no buffer for this. This is my first attempt at recording this. So, good I've actually managed it. I'm going to give this guy a decent rating anyway, because I actually kind of think this is kind of difficult for a first boss. Still, he skipped leg day, and you know what happens when you skip leg day? You get your ass beat by a hedgehog. Everyone knows that. Nice missing low floating tree bit there. Not sure how much the shield had to do with that. Oh well. And there we have it. Every first boss from every 2D Sonic game, barring Sonic Generations for reasons I've already mentioned, rated against each other. So, what was the hardest and what was the easiest? Well, it's very simple. Game Gear was the easiest, and Advance 3 was the hardest. It's that simple. So, answer my own question quite handily there. So that was actually kind of fun to do, trying to compare them to each other, try and see which one actually gave me trouble, which one didn't give me trouble, and don't know. If you actually liked this list, give us a like. Give us a tell us you like this list, and I might do this for something else. Maybe final bosses. Ooh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Ace out.